Hey guys, it's Kelly and I am back with job number 3. So after I got fired from my last job, I didn't know where to go or what to do, but I knew that I liked money and I liked having money to spend. So I knew I needed a job as soon as possible. So this will tell you how old I am, but there was no internet. Can you even imagine? I mean, what? Anyway, so I got out a phone book and I was still in the hairstyling game. And I just looked up hair salons and just started looking at hair salons that I thought were close enough to me that my mom would feasibly give me a ride to, because I didn't have a car and I didn't have a driver's license. But that is totally another story for another day. But anyway, I found one in Fairfax, down Route 29, not that far from me. And I went in and I went to the interview and I told them everything that I could do. Like, hey, I can do perms. I'm an amazing shampoo girl, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, you're hired. But that's not really the clientele or what we do here. And I'm like, oh, well, okay. So I went and I realized their clientele consisted entirely of older white ladies that got sets. And so a lot of people do not even know what sets were, but back then, ladies of a certain age would get their hair cut very short, and then once a week would go to the hair salon and get it rolled into rollers. So the hairstylist would put it in rollers, put some setting lotion on it, which would make it very hard, and then put them under the dryer for an hour. And they would sit under the dryer and read magazines and talk to their friends. You see that in movies a lot. And they would just wait for their hair to dry. And then when their hair was dry, I would take their rollers out and their hair would be stiff, like stiff in the shape of rollers. And then the hairstylist would expertly tease it out, spray so much hairspray on that it became like a helmet, like it was impenetrable, whatever that word is. I don't even know if I said it right, but does it matter? You know what I mean. Like you could not put your finger through that. I mean, this thing could probably stop a Mack truck if they just went like that with their head. It was like a freaking helmet. Anyway, then they would wear their hair like that for a week or sometimes 2 weeks. No, I would never. I can't even imagine wearing my hair the same way for 2 weeks. Never. Then they would come back in a week or 2 weeks, and then I would wash their hair, sometimes put a blue rinse on it that would enhance their white or gray curls. And then we'd do the whole thing again. And the hairstylist would roll it in rollers. They'd set under there. You know the drill. I just said it, right? And if you don't, just go back and listen to me say it again. Anyway, when I would wash those old ladies' hair, it smelled so bad. Like they did not do anything. They didn't wash their hair all week. So like they just sprayed more hairspray on. Every day they got up, sprayed more hairspray on. So they had that coiffed look at all times. And so the first shampoo, it would smell so bad. No suds would come. I couldn't even get all that. There was so much hairspray and product on their hair, I could not even get it all out in the first shampoo. And it was like, my hair would be like stuck in, my hands would be stuck in there, stuck in their hair. And I'm like, oh golly. And then basically just rinse and repeat. And the hairstylist would cut it, put it in rollers, put them under the dryer, and I had so much downtime, and I'm like, oh gosh, this job is so freaking boring. Like, I do not want to sit here with old ladies all day. Like, just no. And there was like no cell phones to play on. I don't want to read old lady magazines. Like, this is just so boring. So I'm like, I've got to find another job. And I don't think they liked me either, because I was obviously bored. Like, this is boring. Yeah. But when I was thinking about this job, I thought, does anyone really get sets anymore? And I started asking around, and I feel like the age range that get sets, there might be a few women in their 60s, but I think it's mostly like women like 80s and up. Like, I'm surprised that like they haven't died out yet, but in my lifetime, I have a feeling that women that get sets might die out, because I don't see my generation doing that. I see my generation like getting to a point where it's like messy bun and done, you know, something like that. But these women, like, they wanted to look nice and put together at all times. And I guess having your hair in a big old helmet of short white hair looked put together. So I text all my friends when I thought about making this video, and I was like, do you know of any salons that still do sets? And some of my friends are like, well, yeah, any of them. And I'm like, no, seriously, like some of them do not even have stuff anymore. I found a salon that does sets, and I was like, can I come in and get a set? I mean, I do have shoulder length hair, and I know I might end up looking like JonBenet Ramsey, but I really want to take myself getting a set just for the experience. And I found a salon that will give me a set. So subscribe to my channel, because my next job is going to be a little more exciting than this one. And in the future, you will see me getting a set and see what happens. But I'm not going to leave my hair like that for a week. Maybe like a day and a half, but okay, maybe an hour. We're gonna have to wait till see how it looks. But anyway, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and in the future, you will be seeing me getting a set at a salon like I'm an old lady, because I am kind of old, right? But not that